If one thing is clear, it is that our children and grandchildren will be living in the communities we create today, which makes them key stakeholders who need to be involved in the process of creating healthier, more just, and more sustainable One Planet communities. Mark Neufeld is a teacher at Claremont High School, where he runs the Institute for Global Solutions. He is also a community integrator for the One Planet Saanich Initiative. Mark is here to tell us about the work he's doing with young people, tomorrow's adult citizens. Hi, Mark.
How are you?
Good to see you. What's the Institute for Global Solutions, and how and when did it get started?
We got started in 2012 in earnest. A young man called Graham Mitchell, who now has a PhD in sustainability, ended up at my school. And he had been teaching a Sustainability 11 and 12 course, and I had been teaching a Global Studies course. And both of us were inspired by two questions. In my case, why do we need nuclear weapons anyway? With 10 minutes to go in the class, my English class, I thought, how can I possibly answer that question? And he had a student who said, after learning about the sort of state of our world from an environmental standpoint, said, what's the point, Mr. Mitchell? We're screwed. And
Wow.
he felt he couldn't answer that question. So we thought, you know what, there are so many positive things we can be talking about with young people and engaging them in. It's just a matter of doing it. And that's how we got started.
That's fantastic. I mean, if you don't have hope, what do you have, right?
Exactly.
So, and as a high school student, I remember way back when thinking, geez, I hope adults are looking after things, because as a kid, we didn't learn those things, anything in school about politics or how we could have any power or be empowered. It's a very different time. What do you think's happening now? What do you think needs to happen?
Well, I think our young people understand this better than we do. One of my favorite lines to use that came up in a master's degree that I did was that kids who are teenagers don't really have a, oh, that can't possibly be done switch. That's not a reaction that they have. They think this is what needs to be done. They see it clearly and they say, so let's do this.
I love that.
I'm convinced between grade 9 and 12, some of our young people could probably end up inheriting a world that was absolutely sustainable and just and fair, and all of the things that we hope to attain. We're just have these mental blocks as adults because we've heard so many excuses over the years. So I not only think that we can be led by our young people, but in fact that they are currently leading us in ways that we don't understand. And they're an incredible resource for us.
Oh, are they ever? And how are you leading the way as a Saanich integrator? Because you're on the list of one of those organizations that Rebecca was telling us about.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the list, it's kind of a no-brainer for a teacher to look at that and start with health and happiness and keep going from there. When bringing young people who are 14 when they start our program, we have about 180 kids taking it right now. This is an incredible list because it understands that we can't just focus on climate change. We teach both social studies and science in our class. That in fact, all of these amazing things will end up if we engage these kind of, I guess, activities in being a great way to live.
Oh, isn't
and
that the
there's not a lot to fear. In fact, there's everything to gain, and it's a beautiful life that we can all live, and we actually need our young people to help do that. So as an integrator, I want to bring not only my young people into this program, but I also want to bring our young people into this program to help maybe people who don't see the world and have grown up in the world that they understand in a way to see it differently and see it through their eyes. We teach Linda's kid.
Oh.
And he was there in front of a federal, a provincial, and a couple of municipal leaders and said, you know, the problem with the decision-making model right now is we don't take into account the fact that we're gonna live this. You're making the decisions, but you're making decisions that are gonna impact our lives, and you'll be gone. And
well, it's good that they're getting that.
Kids can sort of wrap that all together. So it was an incredible moment, but there are many.
Well, and the fact that, you know, you can't vote, but you can drive a car at age 16 and you can be taxed on whatever earnings you have is just ridiculous, in my opinion. So I guess kids, are they pretty fired up about maybe the potential to vote?
Yeah, I mean, like kids, they started a hashtag, right? Hashtag let us vote. And they went and took pictures of themselves with tape across their mouths saying, you know, why are you stopping us from speaking when we have a lot to lose in all of this and we could be participating? So you let them out of the box and they do remarkable things. And the wonderful thing to be me or Graham or Joanna or any number of the people that we work with is we get to just watch them and sit back and enable them and go, this is how great it can be.
I am so thrilled, and I bet you everybody in this room feels the same way, that the kids of today are really making the positive, future for the rest of us. And I'm so grateful for people like you and your students. So thank you very much, Mark. Thank you.